Hey there. I'm being called to come on and talk to you about the violet ray and some ways that I've been playing with it recently. So, for background, I am in a program called Multidimensional Soul Integration Practitioner Training, and a really interesting information was shared during that training this past Saturday that tied a lot of things together for me. And one of the things that lit up was working with the flames, the color flames, the frequency of the flames. As we moved through the curriculum that day, we called in guides, a council of guides that we would be working with during the training. And the council that came through for me is the Council of Divine Light Frequencies. And since then, I've been working with the council daily and receiving attunements from them daily and getting to immersing myself in their energies and calibrating to the energies. And as I am practicing this, the violet flame specifically, actually what initially came through is the yellow flame. And I have played with that for a couple of days. And what is coming through specifically for me today is the violet flame. So the flame of transformation. And to practice with it today, what I've done is taken some time in my sauna with the violet colored chromotherapy light on in the sauna and turned on the Sacred Acoustics whole Delta audio, the 20-minute version without words, and got into a 0 point energy and then practiced working with the violet flame on a couple of different scenarios that are present in my life right now. So I'm going to walk you through that briefly to give you an idea of what that can look like. As the Sacred Acoustics audio started playing, I imagined my body. Actually, I witnessed my body, the weight of my body on the surface that I'm sitting on, to ground myself, to ground and anchor myself. In whatever way works for you to ground, I would recommend you practice that. Today, I was recognizing the gravity, the support from that I receive from gravity and how it holds and supports my body to the surface that I am on. At that point, I could feel my central channel connecting with the earth and with the heavens. And if you have not practiced this before, what you can do to practice it is take a deep breath in, and as you're breathing in, imagine dropping an anchor into Gaia, into the ground, deep down into the earth, anchoring you into the earth. And as you exhale out, imagine sending a beam of energy or light or sound up through the top of your head that connects to the heavens as high as it can reach for you in the moment. If you're a beginner, you may not be able to get it past a few inches to a few feet above your head, and that's okay. Another thing that can help send that energy out the top of your head could be a sound. So you could make a toning sound, a vowel sound, like and imagine sending that sound, that vibration and frequency, imagine the vibration moving up out the top of your head towards the heavens. So now we've grounded and we've centered ourselves, connected to earth and sky. And at that point, I invited the Council of Divine Light Frequencies to come forward to work with me for the highest good. If you're new to this sort of thing, and you don't have a council to work with, or you haven't met guides yet to work with, you can invite your higher self in. And it's okay if you don't feel a presence or feel anything different. All you have to do is set the intention to invite your higher self in to work with you and trust that it is happening. As you practice more often, you will start to feel what the energy and frequency of your higher self or guides or councils feels like. You will come to know that. So as the Council of Divine Light Frequencies came through for me, I then I brought my awareness to the center of my chest, to my heart space. And actually, as I'm saying this, it feels more like the high heart space, which is right around the collarbone, in between the collarbone area, center of the collarbone area, a little bit lower than that. And when you bring your attention to a center point like that, when you bring your attention to a point, when you bring your focus to a point, that collapses all of your awareness and consciousness on that one point. And when you focus your intent, your energy, when you focus your awareness and consciousness like that, it all zeroes in on that point and it expands it. So as I was doing that, I visualized all the energy, everything that was working within me, coming to that one point, and as it did, it began to glow and grow around me. And as that happens, you come into 0 point. There are other ways to get to 0 point. That is the way that I used this time. As I was in 0 point, I set the intention to work with the violet flame. It can look different every time you work with it. What I asked the violet flame to do for me, what I declared the violet flame to do for me, is to clear a path from where I'm at right now in circumstances that have to do with my career to where I want to be. And with that, I visualized me standing, just standing at a point. So I'm standing on the ground. As I'm repeating back to you what I visualized at the time, I was standing on the ground outside in grass, but I was on a path and I was surrounded by grass. The path was, I don't have a clear visual of what the path was, but I knew there was a path I was standing on. Then I visualized the organization that I work for as a whole, because there are several different entities that make up this one organization. And then I visualized, like you would see on Google Maps, I visualized the locator. So on Google Maps, it's got like a red arrow. It's not really an arrow, it looks like an upside down raindrop, a locator that maybe a pin, maybe you'd call it a pin for the location. I visualized that as the point of my organization as a whole. And I saw it out in front of me, and between me and that location point, I then saw a line drawn, just like you would see on Google Maps when it's showing you a path. That's not always what comes to me, but that's what came today. If you sit in awareness and nothing comes to you, it is okay to intend that that's what it looks like for you. You can practice with what I'm sharing with you, and then as you do that, things will start to drop in for you that are more specific to you and how it will work best for you. So here I am standing in my vision, and in front of me down the path is my organization as a whole that is indicated by this locator point like on Google. And I set the intention, I declared the violet flame to come into being in this visualization around me, around the organization I work for, and to light up fully, inflame the path between me and my organization. And then I sat in that frequency, I sat in that vision, and I witnessed it, and I observed it, and I allowed it to be. And in doing so, I felt that violet flame transforming and clearing the path between me and my organization. It cleared any obstacles between me and the work that I am passionate about. And I sat with that it was probably a good 5 to 7 minutes before I moved on to the next vision. When I felt that violet flame was complete in the work I had declared it to do, I then took a moment to go back into 0 point, to connect back with the council of divine light frequencies, and to set the intention to move forward into the next part of the meditation that I was going to do. So with the next part, I started out the same way, only instead of my organization, I saw a different entity in front of me that I'm working with and have a passion for and would like to clear the path and transform any barriers to that path that I am currently working through. I know with this specific situation, the barriers are internal programmings that I hold and want to transform, want to release, want to transmute. So as I said, I started out very similar. I was standing in one point, there was still grass around me, I was still on a path, and I still saw the situation up ahead on the path in front of me. And what happened as I started to visualize the violet flame in the similar fashion as before, so around me, around the situation in front of me, with the path and lighting up the path and transforming everything between me and the path, it started to change. The situation tilted on its side and faced me, and I tilted and faced the situation, and a pink flame mixed in with the violet flame, and they started to move back and forth together, and they became like an electric pink and violet flame moving back and forth. And what I began to receive is that I am meant to go back and forth. I'm meant to not just be a bridge, but to be on both sides of the bridge and work with these energies. I don't fully know yet what that looks like. However, I trust that information will come to me as life continues on, right? So the interesting thing is that as I was feeling those energies move back and forth, those electric flame energies, I also felt a column of flame energies in my central channel going down into the earth and up into the heavens. So essentially it made like a plus sign, right? So my body has the center of the plus sign in it of these energies. So connecting heaven and earth, and also connecting the situation that I am passionate about and where I'm at right now. I am not familiar with the pink flame and how the pink flame can help, what the frequencies and energies of the pink flame work with. So I am going to do two things. I'm going to sit with that information. I'm going to tune in and ask the council of the divine light frequencies how the pink flame can help. But then I'm also going to do some research too and see what information is out there about the pink flame. And then that information will help guide me onto my next steps. So to end the visualization, I released, just mentally, intentionally, like an intention in my head, released the energies of the pink and violet flames, went back to the 0 point, and tuned back in with the council of divine light frequencies. And I could tell that the transmission was complete. As I continued to sit in the sauna, because my 20 minutes wasn't quite up yet, I received information about sharing this and creating this audio that you're listening to right now. And I also received information that lets me know that you're probably going to be hearing more audios like this from me in relation to the other colors of flames, and sharing ways on how I'm practicing with them, and inviting you to play around with it if you feel called to, and see how they can help you out, and how you can work with them. And in doing so, you will be practicing working with the frequencies of the council of divine light frequencies. All right. That was a mouthful. Until next time, enjoy the expansion, my friends.